Hello, I'm Dawn Kitchen, Safety Manager for Corporal Canada. Today we are going to discuss fall protection. This is our October 2021 Focus 4 topic. Let's get started. Fall protection. No work will occur on platforms, decks, scaffolds, or any work surface in excess of 4 feet in height without appropriate guardrails put in place. All other work at elevations in excess of 6 feet requires an appropriate fall protection plan, equipment, system, process to be put in place.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bob Phelan, and I'm a professor here at University of Houston Clear Lake in the Occupational Safety and Health program. And I largely became interested in health and safety from my experience as a worker in automotive industry, geotechnical and construction related industries, and even some in, I guess you would call it warehousing, manufacturing, those types of industries. I always prided myself in being productive. And in the injuries that I had suffered during some of those work times, really affected my ability to be productive and got me interested in health and safety overall. I'm not sure exactly how I got into academia, but here I am. I still enjoy, working out in the field and helping others. So, but some of those injuries that I suffered, I've seen much worse in others, and so we really do need to look out after each other, and fall prevention is one of those that is really critical. I wanted to say three things about falls and fall prevention. First and foremost, falls are a leading cause of fatalities in the US. I mean, often it's a leading cause of fatalities elsewhere in other countries as well, but a leading cause of fatalities here in the United States. Number two, falls are preventable, and the fatalities associated with them and the serious injuries associated with them are preventable. We have the technologies, we have the knowledge to prevent them. It starts with guardrails, something as simple as that. Putting covers over holes, guarding areas where someone can fall through, proper ladder use, using the right equipment for the job and using it correctly. And then if needed, we have fall harnesses and lines and lanyards that can help prevent serious injury if we do fall. So the technologies, the knowledge, and even the regulations are there. The third thing I want to say is we can't take what we have for granted. I had a grad student that he graduated. He decided he wanted to go to medical school. He went to medical school in Antigua, contacted me, said that he just witnessed a worker fall from a great height, most like, it's seriously injured, most likely he wasn't going to survive. And he mentioned that there in that country, there was very little as far as fall protection and protection of workers. Very different here in the United States. We value our workforce. We have a trained and educated workforce, and we value the productivity of our workforce and the lives of our workers. But it really does start with all of us. We have to all value our own productivity and the productivity of our coworkers. And the fact that we go home to our families at the end of the day, and we're all there supporting our life and our families. So it's really important. We can't take that for granted. So go out there, be safe, look out after each other, and make sure that everyone goes home at the end of the day. Stay safe.
Falls are among the most common causes of serious work-related injuries and deaths. Employers must set up a workplace to prevent employees from falling off overhead platforms, elevated workstations, or into holes in the floor. Aegon has had a number of falls, slips over the last few years. We had 29 in 2019, 28 in 2020, and so far in 2021 we've had 13. Of those events, 11% of those injuries that we've had for the last year have resulted from a slip, trip, or a fall. The hierarchy of working at heights. Number 1, eliminate the hazard. Can the task be done at ground level? Number 2, passive fall protection. Use of guardrails, where minimum training is required. Number 3, fall restraint. Use of a fall restraint system required to protect the worker from coming in contact with the leading edge. A written rescue plan is required. Fall arrest. Personal fall arrest system is required. That includes a harness, an anchor, and a connector. Full training is required, and a written rescue plan is required. Last, number 5, is administrative controls. The least preferred to use when conventional fall protection is not feasible. Eliminate the hazard by working on the ground. Most of our work days are spent with our feet firmly on the ground. At ground level, our tools and our work surfaces are within easy reach. Even at ground level, a fall can occur. A slip, a trip, a fall. Tripping on something in the field, unknown that is there in bush, housekeeping in the office, tripping on a cable or a cord that crosses a walkway, falling up and or down the stairs, not using the handrails for support, a slip in the mud, in the snow, on an icy surface. Passive fall protection. When we look at installing a passive fall protection system, it is a great way to reduce overall training requirements by building a physical barrier between the employee and the hazard. Once installed, there is a minimum investment to keep it working for years. It can also be a temporary setup or permanent installation at a location. It really just depends on how often you are requiring it. Number 3, fall restraint. Fall restraint typically uses a system that is similar to a fall arrest system. Workers use full body harness and a lifeline that tethers them to an anchor point. Fall restraint systems typically use fixed length lifelines connected to an anchor point, which restricts the worker's movement so that they can't reach the leading edge and fall to a lower level. Fall restraint systems can sometimes give workers the ability to reach closer to an edge than guardrails while still preventing the risk of a fall event from occurring. Fall arrest systems are not at the top of the hierarchy because of the use of a personal fall arrest system, as it still poses some risks. A fall arrest system can protect the worker from falling to the lower level, but that worker must be rescued quickly to avoid other risks, other injuries. Internal injuries are critical to prevent when a fall has happened. Quick recovery and rescue is imperative. Components of personal fall arrest systems. Anchor point. Always try and have it directly above the worker. Full body harness. Proper D-ring positioning is critical between the shoulder blades. The connector can be the lanyard. It could be a self-retracting lifeline. It could be a dog leash. It could be a carabiner.
A full body harness for fall arrest must be carefully designed. Injury may be sustained by falling in a poorly designed or poorly fitting harness. A properly fitted harness must distribute the force of a fall in areas of the body that can withstand high shock loads. It's generally best to transfer the shock load to the pelvis area. A full body harness must be able to adjust to fit a variety of workers, correct a head-first fall, and suspend the wearer in an upright position after the fall. A few common features that will be included in a well-designed full body harness are a secure chest strap or crossover style. This is critical for righting a head-first fall. A rear dorsal D-ring. Multiple adjustment points. Now, although there may be a variety of D-rings on a harness for different applications, a personal fall arrest system is always connected to the dorsal D-ring. This high attachment at the rear of the harness transfers the impact of a fall to the body effectively and suspends the user in a slight forward lean. This position is best for a worker who loses consciousness. It is important to use only a dorsal D-ring for personal fall arrest. A shock load on a front D-ring may invert the worker, risking injury and positioning him or her poorly for prolonged suspension. Harness adjustment is critical. Always follow the manufacturer's recommendations for fitting. A loose or ill-fitting harness will not distribute the fall force as designed. Different fall protection situations will warrant specific types of full-body harnesses. It is always best to consult the manufacturer for the type of harness available for your specific situation and needs.
When we look at placement of that anchor point, we have hazards that we need to be concerned about. And that one significant hazard is swing fall. Swing falls are not as fun as they may sound at first. In fact, in all seriousness, swing falls can be extremely dangerous. Unfortunately, many people, when working at heights, fail to take swing into consideration. So just what is swing? Swing is what occurs when you are wearing a personal fall arrest system that is not anchored directly overhead. If a fall should occur, you would swing like a pendulum, back towards the anchor point. In the process, you could strike with great force the structure you are working on or another nearby structure.
It is possible for a worker to get into a swing fall situation. A long lanyard might be required to give the worker more mobility, but it tempts the user to move too far away from the anchoring location. A fall in this location can produce a swing fall which may be just as dangerous as striking a lower surface. In the event of a fall, the worker swings like a pendulum. If there are any obstructions, the worker may strike them as he swings.
Administrative controls. The last step in the fall protection hierarchy is administrative controls, which is the least preferred solution and not recommended as the primary method of fall protection if any other solution or system is possible. Administrative controls do not provide any actual physical protection to the worker. Instead, administrative controls are work practices, procedures that train workers on how to avoid fall hazards. This approach leaves the safety of individual workers up to their own actions, which is why safety professionals recommend using more preferred methods unless it is absolutely necessary to rely on administrative controls. Please reach out to your safety department to work through this process. You need fall arrest equipment when you are working at a height greater than 6 feet or there is an unusual risk of falling. The picture to the right shows why an intervention stopped work of a contractor conducting work at a height on one of our sites. Can you see what's wrong? How do you make sure the equipment works every time? Inspect fall arrest equipment before you use it, every time. There should not be any evidence of tears or cracks in the lines, in the webbing, in the strapping, rip stitches or burns, bends to the buckles, alterations of the equipment. Ensure it is fitted properly. Ensure that the setup of the fall arrest system is correct for the application. Inspect your equipment after you use it to ensure it did not get damaged as you were working. Other ways to save your life. Do not use knots to shorten the lanyard. Get a shorter lanyard. Connectors keep you safe. Snap hooks that are self-locking are mandatory. Check to confirm they are working correctly. D-ring proper placement is critical. Make sure it's centered between your shoulder blades. Keep the line away from sharp objects and edges. Overall, ask if this work can be done by not working at heights. Can it be done at ground level? It's your life. Stay safe. Know your work area. Know your fall arrest system and its limitations. Use the right system and setup for the work you are doing. Make sure your equipment has been inspected and is in good working order. Report problems. Do not try and repair fall arrest equipment. Listen for, watch for, and recognize hazards.
The anchors should be placed as high as possible and used with the shortest practical lanyard to limit free fall. A full body harness is the only acceptable body holding device for fall arrest. It is critical to fit the harness correctly, connect to the fall arrest system with compatible hardware, and follow the strict recommendations of the manufacturer. And finally, a fall arrest system is not complete without a rescue plan. It's up to you to take fall protection seriously. Remember, this could be the best decision you make in your life.
Thank you. If you have any questions with regards to fall protection, system, process, equipment, please contact your safety department. We'll be happy to help you.